Good morning, everybody. It's a new week. I'm excited about the week. It's going to be. I've got great optimism in my life, but a lot of fans don't. And we're going to be showing that to you today. We're going to be bringing you clips from West Ham Fan TV, the Red Men TV, Ped from Toffee TV, and Arsenal Fan TV, because those guys know about their team better than we do. So we're showing off the Ball Street Network this morning, and we will be doing so every single Monday after the games. We'll also put links into the description so that you can go and check out those videos in their full. You can also come live from United People's TV after their horrific...
Can I hide behind this laptop?
You cannot, Sam, up your pop. Right. Let's have a look at the back pages before we look into those clips. And there's quite a theme there, I would say. I might get these in wrong order in comparison to what you're seeing right now, but Daily Express, I was enjoying this. Mersey beat. We couldn't find the Metro one, but it was saying Mersey slide, which was my favourite bit of punch.
You were happy with that
on
one,
the back pages this week. Koeman on the edge and Klopp on the defensive after heavy defeats. Daily Mail, Liverpool may miss top four, admits Klopp. The Guardian going with comments from Rabbits, who's saying that FA must force out Dan Ashworth after the whole Eni Aluko thing. And Daily Mirror, London 9, Merseyside 3.
Ball Street South.
Ball Street South with a huge victory this week.
Massive victory.
And the Telegraph, Koeman on the brink after shocking defeat. Let's talk about Everton first. 2-5. Started off okay, got the goal from Wayne Rooney. Looked like it might be something that could springboard some kind of result, but they looked tired. They looked poor.
It wasn't just that. The whole system switched, their tactical changes. They could have taken off Guy at half-time, who clearly was in that sort of position, in that sort of game. You're on a yellow card, always a risk. But they went 1-0 up in the last three games in the Premier League. They've been behind first. So it was a different sort of game. They could have held on instead of chasing the game, but he still couldn't do it. So
Ped was at the game. Ped from Toffee TV. If you're an Everton fan and you don't subscribe to Toffee TV, go and do that right now. These are his thoughts straight after the game. Take a look.
It's over for Koeman because he just hasn't got a clue. He should have made those subs at 2-1. He didn't. He should have took Garner off at half-time. He didn't. And the team just absolutely collapsed. It's got no shape, no heart, no style. Nothing about it whatsoever. He changed the formation again. The players clearly are not training, they're not gelling together, and that's it. He has to go, and he has to go tonight.
Not happy. He says he's got to go.
No, well, he's definitely not happy. I mean, the things are going from worse. I said to you before this, I think it was on News at 10, the second or third episode, before Everton played Lyon, I said, look, if Koeman loses to Lyon and Arsenal, is it coming to the point now where he has to say, right, he has to go? And clearly Ped, he's saying that he has to get sacked tonight. That was at the weekend. He's like, he's had enough. Looking at Facebook, Mark Ellison, he's saying Koeman has to go. He's playing three at the back without Holgate, so it has no pace. The proposed wing-backs can get forward, can't get forward as the back three are too deep, which means we'll just get overrun in midfield, and we definitely saw that at the weekend.
Yeah, going through the back pages and the sports pages. The Independent saying Everton's problems stem from their defence. Samuel Lovett saying Everton's poor form has been well documented, but at the heart of their malaise is a disorganised and out of sort defence. BBC say Phil McNulty saying Everton look a tactical and technical mess. One more for you. The Telegraph, outplayed, outthought, even outmuscled, says Jim White. And yeah, great comment from him. You know it's not your day when Mesut Ozil scores a header against you. Mesut Ozil, always a huge talking point, sorry. And I think my opinion on him is that if Arsenal win, then he looks great. It's fine. It's okay for him not to work hard. And Martin Keown, one of the best headlines that I've seen today, Martin Keown backtracks over Mesut Ozil criticism after Arsenal star played with different head.
He has multiple heads depending on what day of the week it is.
I imagine Martin Keown would love to have a different head as well. I would if I was Martin. He's saying that, look, he's someone who has a graceful quality. He's got an ability to pick out a pass, and you saw that with an assist for Lacazette and a goal himself. DT was at the game, and of course he did his fan cam with Arsenal Fan TV, and he was quite happy with Mesut Ozil. Check this out.
Yeah. That was impressive today.
Yeah, where's all the Ozil haters? Shut your mouth! Do you know what I mean? Listen, he's been made a scapegoat for a long time, and I've said it. When he had bad performances, I've said, look, you ain't played well. Today, he was absolutely beautiful. That first time we got a chance to watch Lacazette, Ozil, Alexis, and it might not be for much longer. I know that. But I tell you something, I'm going to fucking enjoy every minute of it while I can. and I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to watch the highlights. I'm going to have a wank over them.
Ozil was in the press last week. He was heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. He moved to sort of dissolve those rumours, said, look, just ignore them, ignore the noise, and it was a fantastic game. But comments here, we've got one from Mr. ASG saying perfect game for Ozil was the Everton game, a team that wants to play footy. If Ozil does have space, he can expose it, and it's definitely what he did. But, you know, when your back's against the wall, sometimes Ozil isn't the right player, and that's why he does get that criticism. Unfairly or fairly, he's normally a scapegoat when Arsenal lose, and that obviously wasn't the case at the weekend because he played brilliantly.
Yeah, it really is the end of October, and you can tell it's the end of October because managers are in trouble, and a lot of fans are calling for them to go. Let's go to another clip, this time from West Ham Fan TV. Nicky's going to be on Social Club, hopefully, later today to talk about Slaven Bilic after that pretty horrific 3-0 home defeat against newly promoted Brighton. Here are the thoughts of one of the fans from that game.
I can't defend that. That's spineless, gutless. It's just crap, mate. We've paid a lot of money to come and watch this football since moving to this stadium, and I just feel a toxic divide from top to bottom. Look, the reason I get behind him is because there's people running this football club that don't love this football club. And when I see him manage this football club, I see him love this football club. I see him feel the passion that we do at times. Is he good enough to take us forward? Probably not. I think he needs to go tonight. If I was him, I'd nip it in the bud and resign.
So quite considered fan cam there. Sometimes you see rants on the fan cams, but not in this case. It's someone who he cares about Bilic, it seems. He wants him to do well, and he doesn't feel like the board care, but Slaven Bilic does. But he feels like it's time for a change. The board have apparently said, according to the Daily Mail and a few other sources as well, Sky Sports and BBC both reporting it, that Slaven Bilic has got 2 games left. Those 2 games that he needs to start getting some wins in. Spurs, who they do actually do quite well against often. They are a sort of a good team for them.
It's not a good time. It's not a good time to play Spurs.
And then Crystal Palace at the weekend. I think the Spurs one, you'll go lose that game with a bit of fight and you can kind of live with that. Crystal Palace, that is must win, isn't it?
What, more must win than Brighton at home? I mean, it's not. You look.
They come off the back of a Burnley win with that one, so you can kind of. I think it was a shock for West Ham fans, as you've seen there. The other interesting point, and it would be great to know what you guys think in the comments. Remember, we'll be in the comments all morning, so get involved and we'll have a chat. That on the Daily Mail, they're saying that the reason that he won't go, or they might give him to the end of the season, is the fact that there isn't really anyone to replace him.
Yeah.
David Wagner wants to see out the season at Huddersfield. Rafa Benitez tied down at Newcastle. Mancini has just joined Zenit St. Petersburg in June. Pellegrini has got a lucrative contract in China. So who could they get?
Let us know in the comments if Bilic or Koeman or both are going to go. Who do you want to see come into your clubs? Let's run through a few comments here. One Transfer Zone saying West Ham fans were sold a false dream. If you rewind 18 months before West Ham moved to that stadium, they had Payet, things were really on the up, and just the steep decline that's happened. Everything is just like a perfect storm of things going wrong for West Ham at the moment, and things aren't going to get any easier playing against Spurs.
No.
We've got Moose City United saying West Ham are the most poorly run club in the Prem. I mean, it's completely different ownership and new ideas.
That's why you need to check out Social Club today. I was chatting to Nicky on Saturday saying what happened, and he just sent a text back saying, I feel like I'm watching my club die. That is pretty severe stuff. So I'm intrigued to hear if he's calmed down a bit, he's feeling a bit more optimistic, or if he still feels the same. I'd be surprised if he does, yeah. And last but not least, we've got to talk about Spurs versus Liverpool. 4-1 victory for Spurs. They looked so strong. They looked comfortable. Blitzed them in the first 20 minutes. And it's Dejan Lovren who's the one who's taken the brunt of it.
He had a mare, didn't he? He had an absolute mare. There's something I found really, really interesting with Jamie Carragher's comments after the weekend. Obviously, staunch Liverpool fan. He's not going to say anything without the intention of helping it, trying to help Liverpool move forward. But 4 out of the back 5 were Brendan Rodgers signings. And in the last 3 years, Liverpool conceded like 50 goals, 48 goals, 50 goals. They conceded more away goals this year than Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
It's every single game when they concede these types of goals, these silly goals, the sort of Sunday league mistakes. Yeah. The problems aren't going away.
Yeah. In the Mirror, they're saying Jurgen Klopp is accused of throwing Dejan Lovren under the bus. That's because I think Gary Neville said that he'd done that. He took him off after 30 minutes, brought on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah. But Jurgen Klopp might be saying that, and Gary Neville might be attacking Jurgen Klopp in that sense. But the Redmen TV and Chris Pajak spoke after the game on the Redmen TV channel, and he was also not very happy with Dejan Lovren.
You know, Klopp going into this season, FSG, the ownership, whatever you want, whoever's in charge of this shite, going into the season with Dejan Lovren and Slaven as 2 of our 3 centre-halves, it's ridiculous. Now, Slaven's got done nothing wrong today, but he's just not a very good footballer. Dejan Lovren's terrible and will consistently be terrible. 1 in 5, you're going to get a terrible game out of him, and we got that game today.
I mean, it's not just Chris. If you look at all the comments, there's so many comments on Facebook and YouTube from you guys, so thank you all for that. It's saying Nathan Vaughan saying Klopp is a problem. He refused to buy defenders. Well, he tried to buy Virgil van Dijk, just went about it the wrong way. Transfer Zone saying we needed a new spine 3 years ago and we still don't have one. That's the issue with Liverpool, is that you've got an outstanding front four, one of the best in the league, but that team, that unit isn't together. When things are going right for Liverpool, you're frightening. You smashed Arsenal 4-0 early this season. Yeah. But games like that expose the weaknesses, which have been there for years and are still there. Yeah, and you see that, you look at that Spurs side, and they've brought in Davinson Sanchez, a player that you would look at their back 4 or 5, you think, we probably don't need another centre-back. But they've brought him in to either look to improve, or if someone is injured, they have that solidity always by bringing good, strong defenders into the club. And it's a great base for you to win games, not just 3-2 and 4-3, but just get a 1-0. And also the other side is that if you get in the lead and you look solid, then that means that gives you, again, a great platform to go and win games 4-1 like they did yesterday. Also, having Harry Kane up front being clinical is pretty helpful as well. Last thing we've got to talk about, let's go live to United People's TV to get his instant reaction. We haven't got to talk about that, have we? That result against Huddersfield. I called this, by the way. Did you? I called it on my fan league picks. Very proud of this. On Tuesday, I said, these kind of results happen every single season. I can see this coming against Man United. What do you think about it? We didn't just lose to Huddersfield. We were completely played off the park for about 65 minutes before they then sat deep, but we didn't have enough creativity to break down what was a disciplined and very good defensive performance from David Wagner's side. And there's nothing else you can say about it. 2 ridiculous, I'm talking about Liverpool and their individual defensive errors. 2, Mata gave the ball away in midfield, Aaron Moy made the most of it. Victor Lindelof decided to miss a header completely, and the goalkeeper got an assist. Man United were their own undoing with those 2 mistakes, but regardless of whether we had Pogba and Fellaini and Bailly injured, which we did, and all 3 of them would probably start, we still have more than enough to beat a Huddersfield team who have looked very shaky since those opening 2 games. True. And there's nothing else. I'm not going to try and hide how bad Manchester United were, but we were 90 minutes away from having the best ever start to a Premier League season. We lost that game. So it's not a crisis point for Manchester United, is it? I mean, fair enough, but it shows that playing without any kind of ambition against Liverpool the week before, that's fine, as long as you beat these little teams. Also, comment for Huddersfield. Well played. They've had a great start to the season. Shout out to Paul Gibson, who made a cracking comment on my Sunday breakdown show, which obviously you can still watch. Talking about how actually they played really well. In the portrait, you've got a hold-up man who is a bit of a beast up there, and he's done well, took his goal brilliantly. You've got a side that works hard. You've got a side that's playing without any fear. I think that comes from a lack of pressure, because no one is expecting that much on them. I think it's an exciting time to be a Huddersfield Town fan, and also for any fan of any team that isn't those top 6 that we talk about quite often. If you want it a bit more than the other team, especially in this period of time when you've got to play a Champions League game in midweek, then you've got to play again. Yep. It does mount up, and you can go and get those wins and cause some surprises. It's good. So there you go. Loads and loads of comments still coming in. Will Huddersfield stay up, says Declan Lambert. I always back Huddersfield stay up because they've got a different style of football. And I hope they do. As much as they annoyed and ruined my weekend, Huddersfield, I feel, would be a good addition to the Premier League if they do stay up. I said they would go down. I'm going to have to stick with that for now. But I have no problems with them staying up. Let's have a couple of your comments before we finish. But as we say, hit that notification bell. We are live every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. I'm Abhimanyu Singh. Sorry if I got that wrong. Liverpool should have sold Coutinho and bought better defensive players. Yeah, they should have done, but, power of hindsight. Yeah.
By the way, Dejan Lovren has changed his Instagram picture, uploaded an Insta story with him drinking wine, saying "bad day at the office." Could be going down a dark hole.
Comment here on Facebook.
Chill out.
Comment here from Christopher King on Facebook saying West Ham need a motivator. Maybe offer Pardew the job.
It's an option. It's an option. And
he's a manager.
Matthew Nussell, mind the gap, you slags.
Mr. ASG asking, by the way, is it Ball Street South or North today? After it was London 9, Merseyside 3. It's only going to be in one place this week, isn't it?
I'm a bit gutted it's not up north this week, but yeah, it's Ball Street South this week. We'll be having a moment's silence, possibly, for the Merseyside teams on Social Club this weekend. Also got Nicky on Social Club to talk about Bilic, but we'll be talking about all those big issues. As ever, Rory's going to be on as well, so it's going to be a good one for Ball Street South. If there is anyone in the Ball Street South army, don't think there's many, but if there is anyone, we need your help.
An army has to start with one. It can just grow and grow, right?
Exactly. More importantly, we are here live at 10 a.m. every single morning. Hit that notification bell, subscribe to Ball Street. Do it right now. Thank you. Hit like and get involved in the comments, and we'll have a chat for the rest of this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Take it easy.